Yo, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome back. Okay. So, hold up, wait. Okay. So, we are going to do my final NHL tier list on NHL teams. For a little bit more example, we're gonna put each NHL team into one of these 6 tiers. I changed up the tiers a little bit. First of all, I did remove cup favorites because it is very subjective. So it's kind of like, no, I disagree. I don't think these are cup favorites. Let's get rid of it. And I changed some of the tiers. So the top one's cup contenders. These are the teams that can compete for the Stanley Cup and are serious Stanley Cup contenders, and people need to watch out for in the playoffs and have a very strong chance to win the Stanley Cup. Playoff team is a team that I think that are going to be a safe playoff team, a very, very high chance of making the playoffs, but are not necessarily a high chance to win the cup. Not a team with a high percent chance to win the cup. Not a team that people will take seriously for a high chance to win the cup, but a team that more than likely will make the playoffs. In the wild card fight, teams that are either going to make the wild card spot, you're at the very least be fighting for a wild card spot. Good but not good enough is teams that are good and are going to be competitive, but are not good enough to make the playoffs. Top 5 to 7 pick are teams that are not like in the basement of the NHL, but are not going to be anywhere near the playoffs and are still going to get a top 5 to 7 pick in this draft. Hagen's fight is teams in the bottom, like I'd say the bottom 4 teams in the NHL in the Hagen's fight, fighting for number 1 overall pick. So yeah, that's okay. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Let's go straight into it. Anaheim, top 5 to 7 pick probably for Anaheim. So Anaheim, I have finishing 6th in the Pacific Division. So I have the Flames, Sharks finishing worse than them in their division alone, and then Blue Jackets, Blackhawks, and the Red Wings, not the Red Wings. I don't have the Red Wings finishing below them, but yeah. Let's see how much points they have here. I have them getting 76 points. Yeah, top 5 to 7 pick. Not quite in the Hagen fight, but definitely a team that's not really gonna be anywhere near a playoff spot come late March and April. So yeah. Boston's up next. I think Boston, top 6 is good. Bottom 6, you like to be slightly better. Pasternak and Lindholm. Lindholm should get around 70 points. Defense is stacked, especially with the acquisition of Nikita Zadorov. It's a very good acquisition to the first pairing. Made their defense even more deep. And then Jeremy Swayman, the top 5 goalie in the league, in my opinion. And then Korpisalo, I think, is going to be good backup. I think, will end up being a pretty safe playoff team, but the only concern is offense. Like, yes, they got Pasternak, Marshy, and Lindholm, but if you're going to compare them to the Leafs, I think the Leafs beat them. Panthers, they beat them. Rangers, Devils, they beat them. So that's 4 teams right there that are better than them, in my opinion, out of the Eastern Conference alone. So, yeah. Buffalo Sabres. wild card fight, and these all are ranked, by the way. So by the end of this, there might be a team over the Bruins in the playoff team, and teams below them. I think the Sabres will make the playoffs. Here are the Boston. I have Boston getting 106 points and getting third in the Atlantic. And then I have Buffalo getting 99 points and getting the second wild card spot, finishing 4 points above the Tampa Bay Lightning and getting that second wild card spot out of the Eastern Conference. I think the top six is great. The bottom six is very, very underrated. Defense is very, very underrated as well. And UPL put up 915 save percentage last season, so I think he's going to get around 910, 950 save percentage as well. Devin Levi's a very good backup as well. So in the regular season, I can't see why they can't make the playoffs. Last season, they should have made the playoffs, but they really flunked out. I don't think they're going to do that again. I think they will make the playoffs. And their 16-year no playoff drought and make the playoffs. And will they do much in them? I don't believe that they will. But if they do make it, which I believe they will, I think that they'll be very good for the franchise and get some of the young guys some experience, such as Darlene Thompson. Dylan Cousins is not super young, but he needs to get some experience. Owen Power, Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen, Devin Levi, even if he doesn't play much, he's still there. And Buffalo would really like to see some playoff hockey, so yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, before we continue on, we will also come back at the end of the season to watch this podcast episode, because this is my final tier list on these teams. I already did 2 of these in the past, so yeah. Calgary's gonna be in the Hagens for you. Then finishing second in the Pacific Division, being one of the worst teams in the league, with 64 points. So either being the second worst team in the league with 64 points. So yeah, I'm not very high in the Flames, as not much others are. Huberdeau's washed. Kadri's good. Kuzmenko, Pospisil, and Sorry are good. But outside of those guys, they don't really have much pieces on the offensive, especially losing Majipani, and I'm pretty sure they lost someone else too. Jacob Markstrom is arguably a top 10 goalie in the league. They lost him. Dustin Wolf is a very questionable starter. The defense outside of Uyghur and Anderson are trash. So yeah, it's not a very good team. They're definitely going to be in the Hagens fight. Hurricanes, I have them being a pretty safe playoff team, not in the wild cards fight. In the playoffs. I have them getting 107 points, 1 point more than the Bruins, so I guess they would be of the Bruins. The top 6 is very good. Snetchikov, Aho, Nichis, Jarvis, those guys. Bottom 6 is still very good with the acquisition of Jack Roslovic and William Carrier and pieces that they still have as well. On the bottom 6, the defense is probably top 5 in the league. Slavin, Burns, Chatfield, and a couple other them. Walker and Gostisbehere. Wait, did they lose Gostisbehere? No, because Gostisbehere was on the Red Wings last year. So yeah, no, they added him. They have him. So yeah. Wait. I feel like they might have lost him. Sean Walker. They added Sean Walker. Oh, and Jack Durr is a very good piece in the top. Bottom 6 is in Jost. Stahl and Martinez is very good as well. It is Gostisbehere. They did. And Dmitry Orlov too. So yeah. Okay. Blackhawks, I think they're going to be much, much improved. 20 points improvement. But I do think they're going to be in the Hagens fight still. I think that they're going to finish worst in the division, so that's why they're going to be in the Hagens fight. I think they're going to be like the 4th worst team in the league, maybe 5th. So yeah. Avalanche. I would say playoff team. Pretty safely. Yeah. I have them beating 106 points. So yeah, I would say that. Nathan McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, and Cam McCarr are still there, obviously. Still have good pieces in the top 6, such as Lehkonen, Duran, Casey Middlestat. Bottom 6 is pretty decent with Miles Wood, Kivi Ranta, and a couple other pieces. But you would like to be slightly better. The defense is probably top 5 in the league. Georgiev can get around 9-10-ish, 9-15 save percentage. Yes, he has a very, very good team in front of him. That's the main reason why he gets those stats, but he also still puts up around 35 to 40 wins a season. In the playoffs, he's definitely questionable, but we're not talking about playoffs right now. At least we get cup contenders. I mean, we kind of are. I don't think they're going to do much in the playoffs, but, yeah. Blue Jackets, Hagen's fight. Will they finish better? Yeah, they're going to finish slightly better than the Flames. Dang it. I'm using my computer mouse because my mouse has a USB port and I don't have any more USB ports. So that's why it's kind of shaky, like putting teams in the tier list. But yeah. So Blue Jackets, I have them getting 69 points on the season. So 3 points worse than the Blackhawks. So they do have decent pieces. Fantilli, Sillinger, Johnson, Gaudreau, Monahan, pieces like that. Defense is pretty questionable. Zach Werenski and David Yachuk are 2 good players outside of that. Not very much. And then the goaltending 10 is very Midwest. Tarsilov and Elvis Merzlikins in the net. So yeah, it's pretty questionable. The Dallas Stars Cup contenders. The top 6 is phenomenal. Bottom 6 is phenomenal. Defense, arguably top 5 in the league. Arguably top 5 in the league. Top 5 best goaltender in the league. Casey Smith is probably a top 3 backup in the league. At least top 5. He was probably top 3 last year. So yeah, Dallas Stars is a cup contender all around. Would not be shocked if they win the cup. Detroit, you know what? Here it is. I'm going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to do it. I've been finishing worse in the division. I already let you guys know this last podcast episode. My reasonings and stuff. I'll give you them again. I have been getting 84 points finishing last in the Atlantic. First of all, the Atlantic is stacked. Okay, that's just an obvious reason. Okay, so the top 6 is phenomenal, okay? Bottom 6 is good. You'll like to be slightly better, but it's good. Defense outside of Mo Seider is trash. Bottom 5 in the league with Mo Seider. Without Mo Seider, it's trash. So yeah. And then goaltending does not help pick up the slack that they have defensively. Can't tell if it's a good goalie, but with that bad a defense, he turns from a good goalie to very bad. I would say a bad goalie with that defense in front of him. He's gonna look like a bad goalie. So, top 5, 7 pick. They're probably going to get around the 7th, 8th pick, probably. No, I would say. So, let's go over the Blackhawks, Blues, Flames, Sharks, Ducks, Blue Jackets, Flyers, and the Penguins all going to do worse than them, in my opinion. So, yeah, around 7th to 8th pick for the, I did not mean to close that. Dang it. That's annoying that I did that. Oh, my God. I got to open this again. Okay, so we're loading here. Okay. So yeah, okay. Oh, it didn't happen. So, yeah, that's why the Red Wings. Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton Oilers I have being the cup favorites. The top 6 is the best in the league. Bottom 6 is stacked. Henry, Connor Brown, Corey Perry, Matthias Janmark. A couple others I'm forgetting as well. Defense, you like to be slightly better. Evan Bouchard, Matthias Ekholm. Daniel Nurse, hopefully he's better. I don't remember the bottom 6. You're the bottom pairing. But they're looking at adding Tyson Barrie or Justin Schultz into the mix on the right-handed defenseman. So that will drastically improve the defense. So Skidder's going to end up being around a top 15 goal in the league after next season, maybe even higher. If they do win the cup next season, which I believe they will. I can always make trades too. So Panthers are definitely cup contenders. I don't even think they're any more of a cup contender than Dallas. I think their top 6 is good. Bottom 6 is still good. They did lose Tarasenko, but that's okay. Defense did take a hit with losing Montour, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Okposo. 3 huge pieces, so the defense definitely lacks depth now. Yes, I can say the same thing with the Oilers, but the Oilers offense definitely makes up for it. But with Sergei Bobrovsky, a top 3 goalie in the league in my opinion, a second best goalie in the league in my opinion, it's gonna be good for him. So I do think that Panthers are still definitely cup contenders, especially with all the experience they have. But I don't think they're like top tier cup contenders like they were specifically last season. Kings, I think they're going to be in the wild cards fight. I don't think they're going to make it. I think they're going to be the best team in the Western Conference not to make it. Let me move it over here. Okay. I'm finishing 4th in the Pacific Division with 92 points. Just missing out of the playoff spot by 5 points under the hockey club. I think that, yes, they lost Arvidsson. I'm pretty sure they lost a couple other pieces too. But the top 6 is still pretty good. The bottom 6 is still good. The defense is pretty decent. And I think Mikey Anderson, Drew Doughty, Brent Clark, those guys. But you like to be slightly better. And then Kemper is definitely questionable. Being your number 1 goaltender heading this season. Goaltending has been their issue for the past few seasons. And they have refused to address it. So, and they still haven't. So, I mean, yeah. While they are definitely in the wild card fight, but I don't think they're going to make it in the Central Division. I am getting 86 points, so being quite a decent amount out of the playoff spot. 11 points out of the playoff spot, but still being good team and competitive. I think the Wild top 6 is good with Krill. Bottom 6 is good. Defense is good. Actually, the bottom 6 is definitely lackluster, but it's okay. And Philip Gustafson and Marc-Andre Fleury are both very good goaltenders in my opinion. Gustafson is probably going to put around a 9-10, 9-13 save percentage next season. And Fleury definitely, especially if he plays in the backup role, I think he put up around that. Canadians, I'm thinking top, good but not good enough. Canadians are finishing second worst. And the Atlantic. So I'm going to do top 5 to 9 pick, I think. Top 5 to 9 pick, I think, is pretty fair. The Canadians are going to get around that range. I have them finishing second worst in the Atlantic with 85 points. So being much improved from last season. So Kowski's going to take a big step up. Patrick Line is going to be huge. Acquisitions of that top 6, and they didn't have Kirby Dach all of last season, basically. So it's basically just added Kirby Dach also into that lineup. So top 6 will be nasty. The bottom 6 is definitely a little bit questionable, but it should be good enough. The defense is pretty good with Mike Matheson, Dennis Savard, Lane Hudson. And then goaltending, Samuel Montembeault is a good starter, and Primeau, I'm not very familiar with him, but yeah. Predators. I put them in playoff team and cup contenders. I think I'm going to put them in playoff team. I would say cup contenders. I do think they're going to make it to the Western Conference Finals over the Dallas Stars. That's my hot take in last today's podcast episode. Yes, I know I just put Dallas as the cup contenders, and I still believe they're cup contenders, and I still believe that they are more favored to make it and win the cup than the Predators. But I do think that's going to be an upset pick. And I don't think it's going to be the same Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. So that's the main reason why I did that. And, yeah. Dallas Stars are cup contenders, but I think I would put them in cup contenders, and they are cup contenders on paper, okay? But we gotta be fair and realistic, and this team hasn't proved anything to me. Yes, they made the wild card last season and made the wild card by like 2 points, okay? They made the playoffs last season. They didn't do anything in the playoffs, and this team has not done anything of relevance in the playoffs to prove to me anything. And this new team with Marshall Stamkos and Brady Shea all added to it, among others. I'm pretty sure they added a couple other pieces, but none notable outside of those three. But they haven't done anything. They literally haven't even played a preseason game yet, let alone a regular season game, a playoff game. They haven't even played a single game. So I can't say they're cup contenders because they haven't even proved a single thing to me. So that's kind of that. But I think they'll be a very, very safe playoff team next season. And by the time playoffs roll around, they'll probably end up being cup contenders. But right now, I think they're just a playoff team. Top tier playoff team. Devils. I think the Devils. I just said the Predators for the same thing. But I do think the Devils are cup contenders, even above the Stars. I think the Devils are going to make the Stanley Cup final. So the top 6 is very good. Bottom 6 is very good. Defense is good. Goaltending, arguably a top 10 goalie in the league. Jake Allen is probably top 10 backup in the league. You're going to be. So, yeah, that's where they are going to go for me. Cup contenders for sure. And I'm very excited. It's completely different now. I'm not completely different now because this is an NHL and USHL podcast, but I'm going to go on USHL Network quick before I continue on this tier list. I am very excited for the USHL to come back, because I will be talking about them every Friday, I think, probably, because they usually play on the weekends, but they play on Friday, Saturdays usually, maybe probably 1 to 3 games on each Sunday, and then maybe a game on during the week. Very rarely though. But usually on Friday and Saturday, and then there's probably 2 to 3 games on Sundays. And then there might be a game on Thursday, once in a blue moon, and then once in 2 blue moons. That doesn't even make sense, but 1 and 2 blue moons, even rarer than on Thursday. You play during a Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. That usually happens if it's postponed or something, but yeah, I'm very excited for that to start up because I get to go to some games. Get to go to Big Flying Saints games. So yes, in case you couldn't tell, I'm a Big Flying Saints fan. I might be a little bit biased towards them during the season, but I try not to be. Oh, that's what I should do tomorrow. I should do my final USHL predictions. Let's go. Final USHL prediction. That's going to be fire. Okay, but it will be definitely tougher to predict USHL because I don't really know all the teams. I know a couple players on their teams besides the Saints. I know the whole roster because I looked at it, but yeah. Final USHL 2024-2025 season predictions. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do that tomorrow so you can kind of check in the USHL because I haven't talked about them in a month or two. Probably 2 months-ish. Just because there's nothing to talk about for the USHL in the off-season until the actual season starts. And then I'll keep up with the USHL just as much as I keep up with the NHL during the regular season. This is an NHL and USHL podcast. I named it that for a reason. I'm going to be talking about them too. So, kind of a little checkup on them. New York Islanders, they're definitely going to be in the wild card fight. I think they're going to finish number 1 in the wild card spot, in the Eastern Conference. I think that Ilya Sorokin's going to be bounced back humongously. I think the defense is probably right outside top 5 best in the league. Offense is the top 6 is pretty good. Bottom 6 is okay. So yeah, Rangers, I would say, are cup contenders. When you have the best goalie in the league, you're always a cup contender. So, yeah, number one goaltender in the league, in my opinion. Top 10 defense in the league. Actually, I don't know. Number two, the best defensive in the league for most and for me, too. Defense is very good. Offense, top six is very, very good. Bottom six is very good as well. So, yeah. Senators in the wild card fight. Right about here. I think they're going to finish above the Wild, but below the Kings, points-wise. Yeah, I think they're going to be right in the wild card fight. Flyers, I think they're going to be top 5 to 9 pick. I think that the top 6 is decent. Bottom 6 is bad. Defense is bad. Goaltending, bottom 5 goaltending tandem in the league. So, yeah. Good, but not good enough, probably, for the Penguins. Their big four there, and Crosby, Malkin, Carlson, and Letang are good. They have decent pieces outside of them, and the goaltending situation is questionable, but decent pieces outside of the big four. But not really good. Hagen's fight for the Sharks. I think that Sharks are going to get first overall pick. I don't know if they're going to get first overall pick because of the draft lottery, but I do think they're going to get the best odds and finish last in the league. Kraken, I think, are definitely going to be in the... I actually think they're going to be in good, but not good enough. I think they will be in the wild card fight, but I don't think they're going to be that close to the wild card spot, and I just don't think they're going to be really that close to the wild card spot. Blues, top 5 to 9 pick. Yeah, around here. Forward core is good, power play is good, penalty kills bad, defense is bad, goaltending's inconsistent. So yeah, Lightning definitely in the wild card fight. I think they're gonna be the best team not to make the playoffs in the entire NHL. They'll be definitely right in the mix of things, right in the thick of things. But I think that they're gonna barely miss out. Leafs, I'm gonna go as far to say as they are cup contenders. I think they're going to beat the Panthers in the playoffs, but I won't put them above them just because they're not, like, favorited above them. And these teams are not about betting odds, but favorites to win the cup, kind of, just, like, off the top of my head, I would think would be the Panthers, but, yeah. So, yeah, I do think the Panthers, Lightning, the Leafs, god dang it, I can't speak, are very good. But top 6 is second best in the league, in my opinion. Bottom 6 is very good as well. Defense is very good and much improved. Russell Ball is very good goaltender. So, yeah. Canucks. I think they're a really safe playoff team. You could say cup contenders. I could see cup contenders, but I think the Oilers are better. The Stars are better. Predators are probably better. So, those are 3 teams right there that are probably better. So, yeah. Vegas Golden Knights playoff team. I'll go here just because they're better in the playoff and the regular season notoriously. So yeah. Hockey club, wild card fight. It's right there. They're going to finish the second wild card spot, 2 points below Sabres. So yeah. Capitals are going to be in the wild card fight, but not like in the thick of it. Jets. And they're finishing number 1 wild card in the West. I would say they're probably a safe playoff team, though. I would say, actually. Let me save this. I will upload it on Facebook right after this podcast episode, and then I'm probably gonna go to sleep for real. But let me save this and end podcast. Hold up. As this loads, I'll save it. It is like loading, or like what is happening? Oh my goodness, I don't know why it took us so long to load. It's loading up there, yeah. Okay, it's saved. So, yeah, that's gonna do it for today's podcast episode. I will see you guys tomorrow for my final USHL predictions on episode 10 of season 4. Peace.